it's Nicole, and I'm here with a different kind of haul again. I am totally addicted to books. In March, I read 10 books. In April, I think I'm on my sixth one. I'm reading 6 and 7 at the same time. I might get a sixth one finished. It depends before the end of the month, because the end of the month is like tomorrow. So I might get it finished by tomorrow, but we'll see. But I've been buying a bunch of books, either at Chapters or bookoutlet.ca, and it's also .com, and Chapters online, and also going directly into Chapters, where I got these two. And I'm really a big fan of Retellings, and this is from A.G. Howard. It's Splintered and Unhinged, and it's a retelling of Alice in Wonderland. And there's a third book which they didn't have, or I would have bought it probably. I think it's Ensnared. So I'll be getting that, because I like to have all of them so that if I start reading them, I can just go right through them. I won't talk too much about each book because there's quite a few. But my oldest daughter's super excited because she loves to read, and she came here the other day and was like, couldn't look at the books enough, and she took a couple away to read, and so she's looking forward to reading all of these books too. So makes it even more worth it. This is from Tahara Mafi. This is the third book in the trilogy, the Shatter Me trilogy. So now I have all three books. I think there's Unite Me, which is novellas, so I'll probably get that a little later. Now I got a new trilogy from Ray Carson, and I'm finding all these online. I'm part of Goodreads, which I'll put in the description down below, but also YouTube. It's a community booktube, and I watch all kinds they'll talk about their favorite series, their favorite, and all of these I found through that. So this is the Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy by Tamara Pierce. So this is the first book. The Crowns of Embers is book 2. And The Bitter Kingdom is book 3. I wish they would put like 1, 2, 3. Because a lot of times you could almost get spoiled by trying to find which one comes next. But anyway, so this is the order that they're in. Again, I wish they would just put the number on that. Now, I got another trilogy. These I got at bookoutlet.ca. And that's why there's 2 that is paperback and 1 that is hardback, which I wish they were all 3, but I mean, they were like a couple dollars each. So this is from Brody Ashton, and it's the Everneath trilogy, and it's Everneath, Everbound, Ever True, and it's about a girl that she gets brought to the underworld, and then she has 6 months to come back and say goodbye to her family before they come and get her back, and it sounds really interesting. A lot of them, I read the synopsis when I bought them, but there's so many, I don't remember everything. But this is another trilogy by Tara Lynn Childs. Also, this I got at bookoutlet.ca. They're not a very thick series. They were a couple of dollars each. I believe this is from, it's Mermaids. Yeah, Mermaids. So the first one is Forgive My Fins. Fins Are Forever and Just for Fins. So I think I paid $6 for the entire trilogy, so that was a good price. I had the first book in this series from Kristen Gear, and the last book I had Red Ruby and Emerald Green, and I didn't have Sapphire Blue, so I got that so I could read the whole trilogy now. And I got the second book from Brandon Sanderson, Firefight in the Reckoners trilogy. And I got this at Book Outlet also. It was super cheap, and it is the hardcover. The next trilogy I got is from Alexandra Bracken, and it's the Darkest Mind trilogy. So the first book is The Darkest Mind, Never Fade, and In the Afterlight. And I, again, on YouTube, saw so many people talk about how much they love this trilogy. I just got the whole thing, and I'm going to read it. Now this one here, Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and a bunch of people are talking about it on YouTube or BookTube. It's just made of case files and emails, and apparently it's super good, and I love the cover. Super neat. So the second book is coming out this fall, so I got the first book. Now this one here is a duology, and I just got the first one. It was on Book Outlet. It was a couple of dollars. It's Pivot by Casey West, and the second one I think is called Split Second. And they didn't have, yeah, Split Second. And they didn't have the second one, so I'll just be looking for that. Now on Chapters Online, they had the book 8 for the Diana Gabaldon Outlander series. It was $10, so I got it, even though I only have book 1 and 2. I figured for $10 for a hardcover, I'm going to get it, and then when I get to that, I'll already have it. Now, I heard quite a few people talking about this series. It's from Melissa Landers. It's aliens. In this one, people know about the aliens, and he comes to Earth for a student exchange program. And the first one is called Alienated, and the second one is Invaded. And I think it's a duology. I don't think there's anything else after this. Let me check. Maybe. Oh, this is her new book, Starflight. So, yeah, it's a duology, I believe. And so I just got them both so I could, and they're not thick, so I'll be able to read that really easy. This one here is a retelling again. It's Aladdin, and it's called The Forbidden Wish by Jessica Corey. And it's a retelling of Aladdin. So it sounds really good. This is a series that I had gotten the middle book, I think, last time. Boundless was, so I had 2 missing, or the last one. So this is the first book, and this is second book. Yes, I had gotten the third book because I didn't have the other 2 by Cynthia Han. And it's about angels. So now I have the entire series. I got that at Book Outlet, and it was super cheap. Now this one here, everybody's talking about this on BookTube 2 from Morgan Matson, Second Chance Summer. And it's about a family that the dad gets diagnosed with terminal cancer, and they go to their summer cabin for one last summer together. And it's supposed to be good, heart-wrenching. And so I got that. This is the second book and the third book in the Legends series for Mary Lou. So I had gotten the first book the last time, so I got these 2 to finish the trilogy. Now this is a new, I think this is going to be a trilogy. I couldn't see anywhere if there's a third book or not. But there's these 2 books, and it's about witches. And I love the covers. I know one's paperback and the other one's hardback, but for the price, they was so cheap. I love the color. Oh, absolutely love it. And I love this color, the cover too. So I got the 2 books again at Book Outlet, super cheap. This is from Rachel Kane, Ink and Bone, The Great Library. It sounds really good. Again, I love the spine. I didn't even look at the book. It's pretty simple. The second book is coming out this fall, I believe, sometime this year. So again, I got this at Book Outlet, super cheap. You can always tell when it's Book Outlet. It's got a little dot. Wish they put it on the bottom, but I got these next 2 books at Book Outlet also. They're from Sarah Dessen. They're contemporaries. And this one is Just Listen and The Truth About Forever. They were both $2.89 or something like that, or $3. So I got couple of contemporaries. Excuse me. I got another trilogy. This one is from Amy Plum. And I read the back, but I can't remember. Anyway, the first one is Die For Me, Until I Die, and If I Should Die. So I got all 3, and again, I got them all 3 at Book Outlet. And so they were just a few dollars each. And now I have the whole series. This one here is also a trilogy, but I only have the first book. It's by Megan Shepherd. It's The Madman's Daughter. And basically the premise of this book is just her dad does experiments on animals, and really bad experiments. And she finds out about it, and she's horrified. Anyway, apparently it's really good. And there's 3 books, but I have the first one because it was at Book Outlet for really cheap. This is another one. This is called the Gemma Doyle. trilogy. And I just got the first one because it was at Book Outlet, A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. And so there's 2 more books, which if they come on, if I start reading it and they haven't gone to Book Outlet yet, then I'll buy them from Chapters. But until I start reading it, I'll just keep watching Book Outlet to see if I can get the other 2 books. Now this one here, this is a 3rd book in the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. There's the first book, which is the Knife of Never Letting Go, and the Ask and the Answer. And those are on their way to me from Chapters. But I went to Chapters and they had this one, and I ordered the other 2 online. And this one is huge. It's got like 650 pages or something. So it's a pretty big book, and a lot of people are saying it's really, really good. I don't want to read the back because it'll spoil me from the first 2 books, but when I read the synopsis for the first one, I really liked it. Now this one here, I bought 3 books from Book Outlet from her. The Deceptions Princess, Nobody's Princess, and Nobody's Prize. Now those 2 are part of, like they're sequel to each other. This one I believe is a standalone, but it's all about princesses, and it's from Esther Fresner. And again, from Book Outlet, just a few dollars each, and I'm looking forward to that. This is the 3rd book in the trilogy, the Earth and Sky trilogy, which I hauled the other books in another haul. So this was the 3rd book, and it was at Book Outlet. So I got it for a few dollars. It's Sky Unbroken by Megan Crew. So that's Earth and Sky, The Clouded Sky, and A Sky Unbroken. So it sounds really good. I'm looking forward to reading that too. Now this one here, I heard a ton of stuff about it on BookTube, and it's the Raven Cycle. There's 4 books. And quartet, I guess. And I thought I ordered the first book, but I didn't, which was fine because the 4th book came out this week, and I ordered the 1st and the 4th. So now I have book 2, which is The Dream Thieves, and Blue Lily Blue. The 4th book is The Raven King, and the 1st book is, I can't remember what it's called. Let me see. The Raven Boys. So the Raven Boys and the Raven King is on the way, and so it'll complete this quartet for me. I haven't read anything else from her. I hear the other books are well, especially the Scorpio races, I've heard good things of. So if I like this, I might eventually get her other books. Now this is another series that I've heard a lot about on YouTube. It's the Across the Universe. They've changed the covers. It used to be 2 faces looking at each other. This is the new book covers. Excuse me, which I don't like as much, but it's the Across Universe trilogy. This is book 1. This is Million Suns and Shades of Earth, and it's sci-fi. It's about out there in the universe, so it sounded really good, so I got that. Now this is his Fair Assassins trilogy. The Grave Mercy is the first one, and then the 3rd one I haven't ordered yet. But so I got the 2nd book. It's called Dark Triumph by Robin Lefevers. And then I got some more books at Book Outlet. This is still Starcrossed by Melinda Tobe. This was only a couple of dollars. And it talked about Romeo and Juliet on the top, so I thought it sounded good. Now this is Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. I believe this is also a movie, and it's about a zombie that falls in love with a human. So sounded good. This is another trilogy that I have the 1st book from Jody Meadows. I have Incarnate. So I got, which one is the 2nd one? Asunder is the 2nd one, and Infinite is the 3rd one. And it's about souls that keep being reborn, and then all of a sudden there's one soul that's born for the first time, and she's trying to make her way in this world because they're all mad at her or they don't like her, because for her to be born, one soul that had been around forever had to die. So sounds really good. I got this one here from Book Outlet again. Sophie Kinsella, Finding Audrey. I hear this is really good, and I love Sophie Kinsella, so to have it for a really cheap price, I got it. This is the second book in the Rebel Bell trilogy. I got Rebel Bell on my Kindle, so this was on Book Outlet, so super cheap, Miss Mayhem, so I got that. And this is from Stephanie Myers. It's The Host, and I heard some people say that they really liked this book, so I wanted to get it. Now I got the second book from this duology, and it's from Alison Goodman. There was Eon, and this is Iona, and this is the like I said, it's a duology, so it's the final book, and I wanted to have them both because I know they're really big, but I think once I start reading them, it's going to go really quick. I love fantasy books like this. I got the first book, which I had gotten the second and third book from Book Outlet. I got this one at Chapters so that I could start reading it. It's from Jenny Han and Saban Vivian. Burn for Burn. This is the first book in the trilogy, and the other one is Ashes for Ashes. And will it tell me? I don't think it tells me. It doesn't say. I know one of them is Ashes for Ashes, and then the other one is, Anyway, if you just search for Burn, Jenny Han, you'll get the whole trilogy. Then I got the third book under the Never Sky trilogy from Veronica Rossi, Into the Still Blue. So now I can start reading this trilogy. I know I have quite a bit of books here to read, but I'm going to get to them eventually, soon. This is a book that I got at Chapters. It was on for $5.99, and I just ordered the second book today on Book Outlet, and it sounded really good. It's called Dissonance from Erica O'Rourke, and I love the cover. So I got that. I got the second book in the Sarah Rosh. I believe it's a trilogy, The Snow Like Ashes, and this is Ice Like Fire. So I got this one so I could keep reading it. And then I got this one also at the bargain place in Chapters. It's The Murk and the Midnight Hour, and it sounded from Jane Nickerson, and it sounded really good. And so I got it because it was only a few dollars. Now, I got this book because I got The Orphan Queen on my Kindle. So this is from Jodi Meadows, The Mirror King. So I got it, and now I can read The Orphan Queen, and I know I can jump right in. I got this one at Chapters. It was on for 40% off. It's The Nest. That's a contemporary, and the girl at Chapters really recommended it, so I got it. I was looking at it, and she started talking about it and said that she really liked it, so I got it. Now I just got a couple more books in the bargain place at Chapters. This one is called Tarnish. It's a historical fiction. It sounded really good, from Catherine Longshore. And then this one here is Chantress Fury by Amy Butler Greenfield, and it just sounded really good. When I always read the inside of the book to see if it sounded good, and it was cheap, so I got that. So wow, that is a lot of books. So I believe that I won't be buying any more books for a while, and I'll start reading these, and I'll talk about the books that I'm reading in my regular scrapbooking process video when I'm doing live ones, just, for something to talk about. So thanks for watching. Bye.